You, Zephyr, welcome to the show, were a Bernie Sanders supporter in 2020, a big Joe Biden critic, I remember well. How surprised are you by this trust-busting, populist economic announcement today from this president?
Well, actually, at this point, it's a little less surprising. But if you'd asked me a year ago, I would have been very surprised. And I'll explain. He's made a series of very exciting choices, most notably appointing Lina Khan to chair the Federal Trade Commission, a really extraordinary move. But also bringing in Tim Wu to the White House, bringing in economic populists to key positions. Having said that, today's move was a really significant signal from the top. It's Joe Biden himself saying in an extraordinary speech, you quoted part of it, that the economic policy of the last 40 years has failed. And he actually, in both the speech and the comments accompanying these 72 directives, used the language of failure, saying that the last 40 years where we've sort of gone along and allowed for corporate concentration has been bad for workers, bad certainly for consumer prices, and bad for inequality. It really was a statement of economic philosophy that was really exciting to see.
And of all the things he announced today, and he announced a lot, 72 different directives, only some of which I just mentioned a moment ago, what stood out to you most? What do you think is most important and significant?
I think the most important are the suite of directives that are related to labor markets. And what we have seen, again, for generations, is that the Federal Trade Commission and other enforcers have focused on consumer prices. And in as much as they have used their power, it has been really focused on consumer welfare. There's a series of directives, including to ban non-compete agreements. That is really significant. This affects maybe 30 million Americans. And you can see Biden get really worked up about the unfairness of this, that we allow companies to say, hey, you can only work for me if you agree to not work for my competitors. This is the epitome of anti-competitive practice. So it's those particular rules, but also the fact that he is focusing on labor markets and what we would call monopsony power, where the buyer of labor and other products uses their buying power to squeeze value. So there's another significant directive addressing right to repair, for instance, making sure that
big buyers.
Big buyers.
For these big buyers, these big buyers, these big corporations, they're not just going to sit back and take this, are they? They have their army of lobbyists, the members of Congress who they fund on both sides of the aisle. What should we expect in terms of corporate backlash to this really important anti-monopoly executive order?
Well, there are three things that Biden did today. One is he laid out a vision. The second is he issued these directives. And the third is that he set up a council to kind of ride herd on the agencies to making sure they would follow through. And I think that's actually quite important, because what you know is happening already is swarming and swamping the agencies with corporate arguments against this kind of rulemaking. So it's important that Biden made clear that it's not just a moment in time where he issues these directives, but the White House will be following up. What have you done? Why haven't you done it? What is your argument here for not moving fast? And for a long time, especially in the sort of Democratic camp, you've seen hesitation to use rulemaking. And this is very clearly a recognition that the agencies are going to be running into lobbyists. So the White House needs to be the countervailing force, giving those agencies that want to act the cover, and really kicking those that want to relax back into a less aggressive mode to say, hey, get your act together. We've got as Biden said, a major problem in our economy. And so it won't be easy.
Zephyr, let's hope Joe Biden stays the course.